Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here once again. I am bringing you my build update diary for my, well, going over it again, self-chill, self-curse, permanent berserk raider. Now I've gotten a couple of, just tidbits of advice and a little bit of things here and there, to try and help me out to make the build work a little better. So far, the way I've got it is I got a pretty decent amount of defensive layers, but I am still using the crazy all-res armor. Now, in my current variant, you can kind of tweak and just use a warlord armor with all-res that is evasion base. Yeah, I'm using my bad controller, so I'm gonna keep like going back and forth. So here's the updated build. I was told how all of these notables work, or these jewels work, and as such I kind of decided to make my own variant and twist on it. As you see, I have a 1800 life pool, or 3500 life pool, and I basically figured out how this works. Obviously it's not even max level yet, so I don't even have the most damage I can get from it. And I changed the colors on my bow. Now I am using 3 red, a blue, and 2 green. And my links are Bloodthirst support, Inspiration support, because I need to I need to be able to shoot my arrows, and when it's taking a long time to shoot them sometimes. Tornado shot, Trinity support, Awakened elemental damage with attacks, and GMP. Now my clear has 0 issues so far. My only issue so far is the single target, which I'm working on, and as such I'm going to be trying my luck at like 2 or 3 portals at a Redeemer fight. Now if I fail the fight, it's whatever. I'm basically you're gonna see the damage test with me to see how good and or bad this setup is, and maybe if you have recommendations on single target, I'll go with them. I was recommended to drop Blood Rage, but I like the attack speed too much to do so. As such, I have made my own tweaks. I have lowered the level of my Berserk. Now I'm currently only using a level 8. Now the difference between 8 is 5% attack speed, or 1 in a 21-23, sorry, is 5% attack speed, 5% movement speed, and 5% less damage taken. That's not a whole lot, so a way I see it is I'll level it up until it's at my strength cap, and after it's there, I stop. My single target is still the same with the whole ice shot barrage support and everything, but I'm not scaling that much flat cold in this build, so it's extremely hard for me to justify keeping the single target. I'm probably going to drop this to this overall setup and put it on a totem, and when I put it on totems, I'll just be able to apply whatever, chill whatever on bosses that way, and then start tornado shotting, enemies as I do it. I am still using the same amulet, it's kind of a random, awakened amulet with reses. So one thing you'll notice is that I am using a Wise Oak now. I managed to get my reses not only capped, but perfect capped to 75 all res. I am using still the same boots, and I now don't need this anointment. I can take Whispers of Doom, and when I do take Whispers of Doom, I will put Elemental Weakness in my helmet as well, and just auto cast that along with my, instead of Blood Rage, along with my Sniper's Mark. And that will be more damage for me, a lot more damage, because of the way Doomfledge variant and Tornado Shot scales. I don't have a whole lot of penetration, so bosses just kind of eat my Tornado Shots like they're nothing. Now, one thing I will note is that if you see this says you cannot be shock, shield, ignited, or frozen if you have been, for 3 seconds if you have, after being shock, shield, ignited, or frozen. So, this is both good and bad. This is good because this means, if I do get shocked by some reason, I can't be shocked, but the chilled factor is kind of a eh. However, because I am shooting so many arrows so quick, the chill on me usually doesn't fall off, and when it does, it's literally falling off if I'm like going to loot something or something like that, and usually I loot after the map, so I'm not self-chilled all the time obviously, but I am self-chilled when it matters, which is when you're running through the map. I was thinking about, instead of running the Curse in my helmet, I have a Shackles of the Wretched with Elemental Weakness on it. But the way I see it is that I need as much pen as I can get because I don't have any in my current setup. My single target is just really bad. Like I might put Frostbite as well if I can fit a third curse, but I'm not holding my breath currently. So without further ado, we'll go to my tree changes. This is what my tree looks like now. I actually managed to drop this entire area. So now I am not worried about freezing enemies anymore, basically because they're going to be dying anyway. I dropped all these, got these, I picked up these for reses and life, and now I have a second 5 passive medium cluster. Now I'm doing this on a 5 passive because 5 passives are very inexpensive in comparison to pulling out a a 3 or a 1 passive, right? 7 passives you can do too. If I did a 7 passives, my character ideally would be 95, which would be 2 more points, but it's not, so it's whatever. The 3 clusters I have are all life clusters, and they all have Feast of Flesh. And what Feast of Flesh does is it gives you max life, life leech, and 10 life gain for each enemy hit by your attacks. Now when you're attacking a million times, you're gonna see what I mean. Like your life is just gonna go down and up and down and up and down and up. On top of having the additional damage reduction from the Wise Oak from all elemental damage, on top of having the damage reduction from that keystone over here. We're basically not immortal, but pretty dang close. If my bossing DPS can get pushed to a higher point, then we would probably be more on the immortal level. Now I did drop my Watcher's Eye altogether because I am still not using an official official aura. I did try using a phasing haste aura, but what I'm thinking I might do is instead I might use Grace for just insane evasion and dodge versus bosses, like Valkyries for example, and use something along the lines of a double Grace Watchers that has I don't even know, I think it's like attack dodge and then maybe movement speed, so I go even faster. That's ideal. I did put a third ailment cluster. This basically gives me another 60 effect of my cold elements. So overall this is 30, 40, 50, 60, and then I have some duration there. 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, and 50, 160, and then I get 40 from here. Well, 38 from here, but it's whatever. Now these boots are still my best in slots for now until I can figure out what else I want. Obviously the onslaught on kill doesn't do anything, but the elusive does, and I don't crit all the time yet. I'm working on that. I'll probably work on that as I go. I did divine this and then put catalyst on it, and that's how I managed to get my cold res to 35 or 75 I mean. When I do drop or change this amulet, it has to have fire res, so what I'm thinking is I might craft one just to, craft one with fire fossils, and just to see if I can get something better, because basically there are no stats that are good for me aside from the all res and the fire res. And the Void Fletcher itself, if I were to drop it, I have to have any cold res on the quiver, at least 23, or able to get 23, craft 23 or something, and I'd be good to go. So without further ado, let's give our Redeemer a shot. I will warn you in advance, my damage is bad for single target. So oh yeah, I need to go in here, scroll real quick to this, that way the game sees. There you go. Now I have enough to afford it. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. So let's see how this build update plays out. Oh, I hate this map too. Oof, I might not even be able to beat the map boss, nevertheless Redeemer. But as I said, I don't have very much penetration, if any. The only penetration I currently have is on my Wise Oak. I really need to pick up more, I'm thinking of taking the weapon elemental penetration nodes. There are 2 different ones that I can pass towards, and they give you a little bit of a chance to freeze and shock on one of them, and then just elemental damage if you decide to go the other way. So I can technically push my damage higher if I take those nodes. Alright, let's take everything here. See, this is what I mean. Usually I don't drop my chill. And I don't, my life literally just goes up and down. Doesn't really change too much. Alright, I gotta clear everything out real quick and then I can go pick up that cash. Another good thing about being the Doomfletched Prism version of Tornado Shot is that all the different conquerors that have their different like resistances don't really matter too much, because if they have a single resistance, you do all 3 elemental damages types and you end up just deleting them anyway. Alright, looks like a chill fell off and it's up again. See, as long as that poison number stays on me, my chill is on me, and that's going to stay like that. Now, the duration of the chill doesn't matter, because as long as I am poisoned, I am chilled. And as long as I am applying the poison, I am chilled. Now my duration finally fell off because I stopped finding enemies to hit, so it is what it is. Ooh, I died. I got animation locked. But, you know, as you saw, aside from being animation locked where you can't move, I'm pretty much able to delete everything. Now what I'm thinking I might do is I might have a singular way to not be frozen, and if I can get that going, I will gladly do so. There is a couple of methods I can go about that, one being the boots craft, the other finding a different helmet, and not using the whole Asenath's chant. The main reason I am using Asenath's chant is because I like the automated casting of my my curse and everything like that. So basically, this is your playstyle. As soon as you hit temp chains, you press your flask and you just run around and kill things. And as soon as you press your flask, you get berserk. After you get berserk, you just, you know, zoom, able to kind of go in between packs like I am. When my gems, excuse me, when my gems are all fully leveled, I will probably be a lot better off in my build. Did I get both? I think yeah, I got both. Okay. Oh, well, as I said, I don't know if I'll be able to beat this boss. This is a bit tough, but I am kind of surprised that my damage was that good just out of the gate. As you saw, my HP technically hit 0, but because the damage over time hadn't already, you know, been mitigated to that point, I was fine. Now, what I can do to kind of slow roll this fight is I can actually just sit here and tornado shot him. And because I have so many arrows with so many projectiles coming out at once, I basically don't feel any of the the downside of it and whatnot. Looks like my poison fell off. Alright, let's go ahead and kill these guys. Be careful there. Let's go ahead and run around, kill these guys. See, as you see, I'm not having any issue doing clearing even on this boss, and I personally hate this boss with a passion. I'm missing someone. Oh, there he is. I'm missing 2 people. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Oh, gotta be careful. That's a slam move. And, alright, we got the boss. As you saw, the rock just hit us and nothing happened. That's because of the way Petrified Blood works. It basically makes it so your damage is mitigated. None of my gems, I'll reiterate, none of my gems have any, like, they're, all these new ones, all I did was put GCPs on them. They're all level 12 and everything like that. Even my Berserk isn't at its cap, and that's a pretty decent amount of, you know, damage that I'm missing for single target. But let's go ahead and test this versus Redeemer. Unfortunately, I won't have the flash charges for Wise Oak up, but I can still show you. So first we need to basically just keep chill on myself for a second. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to chill her. If I can chill her, I can shock her, but it doesn't look like she's going to let me, so I'm just going to start bursting her. Alright, so this one, just walking in a circle. Another thing to note is Redeemer will be annoying to when she freezes you, but if she chills you, all it does is make you faster, literally. Alright, looks like we got our Berserk up. So now we can just go up and this. Wee! Ow. Oh, that hurt. Gotta be careful. I will say I am pretty comfortable with the damage as it sits, just because I'm able to get the Trinity's support relatively often. Though currently I think it's only resonating with 2, which is kind of sucky.
I shall free you. My mana is gone. Distasteful!
Oof. Well, that hurt. But now I have flash charges, so I can kind of pretty much take her down. As you see, I am missing quite a bit of damage, but once I get my once I am able to just basically get rid of this, that's when my damage is going to go through the roof, because I'll be able to get Whispers of Doom. I'll be able to drop the Blood Rage. Blood Rage gives me a big chunk of attack speed. It gives me 20 attack speed, but 20 attack speed when you're already getting the action speed from literally everything else, like it seems a little bit eh. And when you have minus 45 of all res or something like that, you know, it's going to be just a lot more of a solid trade-off. Also, when I get levels, I can go ahead and take these, and this gives me 5% more elemental pin. And then I can take these, which gives me 6% elemental pin. Though this is probably not going to happen anytime soon unless I decide to go for a super crazy cracked out method where I use a bunch of 2 passives, 3 passive voices, and all that stuff to just path around this way. But I don't think I'm going to push this build, you know, all that much further, aside from maybe getting it a level or 2, but we'll see. As you saw, the damage is pretty bad. I still don't have penetration in my kit, and that will change sooner than later. I just need to get gold oils, which I don't have currently. I've used them all on my anointing of items. So we have 3 portals left. Excuse me, and Redeemer's almost dead. And as you saw, most of the damage dealt to me was done in damage over time, and when you have insane amounts of mitigation like I do, you don't really feel the damage that's dealt to you. So So now we're just gonna stand next to her. And maybe if I remembered, I didn't have dash. And as I said before, I dropped dash. I don't have it at all in my kit, and it's really hard to find room for it, but eh. Currently only having 15 elemental penetration is pretty bad. I think I have cold pin. Yeah, I have cold pin, 43 cold pin on my awakened cold pin support, but it's just kind of subpar at best. Jeez, she is just not letting me move. Well, if I fail it, I fail it. We're just gonna go in for a penny, in for a pounding.
I shall free you. Distasteful!
Yay, we got her.
My only consolation is that I am not
Effective
alone
curses.
in this torture.
Doo-doo.
See you soon.
I actually might, excuse me, I actually might keep this because like I said, I need to craft myself a new quiver. So I might try rolling that in a little bit and seeing if I can drop the Void Fletcher with the +1 chain. But that is the update of my video. And I dropped the Dying Sun because I needed to have res caps, and even res caps for this. This gives me 10% less elemental damage taken and 15% pen for all of my pen. Excuse me 1 second. Anyway, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I hope that you do enjoy this build if you decide to play it, whether it be a bow build or your own variant. Excuse me. This was a really fun project, and I did get a little bit of help from someone who is using Tornado Shot, but they have decided to use Bloodthirst and all that stuff, so I decided I might try and make it work, but my own variant. Anyway, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do hope that you enjoyed my video, and I do hope that you can take something out of it, and just make sure you have a good time with the build. It's really fun. I would recommend giving it, an honest to God try. And you can basically do it excuse me, any number of ways. You can drop the self-chill. You can literally have permanent berserk up at all times. If you do that, if you drop self-chill, you actually don't need the shackles. You can use the Rot Blood Promise. And the Rot Blood Promise allows you to permanently curse yourself, and then you can use the Remove a Curse, and as you remove the curse, you get your Rage, and as you have Rage, this Temporal Chains doesn't apply to you, but it applies to everything near you. So that's a completely other variant of this build, and I figured I'd just kind of let you in on that. If you guys want to see a melee version of this whole self-chill, self-everything, I can. My bow obviously can be pushed to have more damage. What I'm thinking of doing is 30 qualitying my bow, but I have other things I need to 30 quality first in standard. Other than that, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate everyone's support in my channel, and without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. Good luck, Exiles, and hope you like to go fast, because that's basically all I play is zoom builds.